good drawing rack.
Hi, I'm Marty. I flew these with these. I fly these with them. Got a wife, kids, play golf, band, happy life, and then Corona. It's a drag, but you're not alone. Have a laugh with me on... Day 39. Good news. As of Wednesday here in West Australia, that's in 2 days' time, kids are allowed to go back to school. As of tomorrow, the news is Tuesday onwards, we're allowed to be in groups of 10 or more. It sounds to me like we're starting to come out of the end of the tunnel. I know it's going to be a long tunnel, but it sounds to me like we're coming out of the end of it. If you haven't downloaded the COVID Safe app, here it is here. I'm getting better at this special effects stuff. Please download it. Your privacy is not at stake. No one's looking at your individual information. If everybody downloads the app, we get our freedoms back quicker. The irony is by, in a little way, restricting or risking our freedoms, we're going to be given a lot more freedom. Sounds like a good deal to me. Groups of 10, so what's that mean to me? Well, for a start, I can have my parents back over for a family dinner, both sets of parents. My God, that's going to be great. And I think the wine will taste better and the lamb sandwich will taste even better because of it. Golf, we can go back to groups of 4, fantastic. Footy training's got to be just around the corner, surely, if we're in groups of 10. My girl's already been invited to 2 birthday parties on the back of that news, so fantastic news. Finally, I think I talked the other day about during this sort of time, you find out who your friends are, whether they contact you or you contacted them. Can you look through your phone list when you hang up from this video? Look through your phone list and pick 1, 2, maybe even 3 guys who perhaps you haven't contacted and you're feeling a little bit guilty about that. Give them a call. Give them a call. Just check in.
What is it with people riding around now without helmets? It's like since COVID-19 kicked in, they've just figured, well, the cops have got bigger fish to fry, so off with the helmets. Also, what's with guys filming while riding on a push bike?
Do you remember the movie Tootsie? And the guy says he's framing Tootsie for the first time with a camera, which is obviously Dustin Hoffman in drag, and he says, "How far can you pull back?" And he goes, "Chicago." Matt Long, pilot, drummer, saxophonist, bullshit artist. I'm visiting Matty Long. Matty Long's a 737 driver. Him and his wife are both very much affected by the COVID thing because his wife also works for Qantas and Matty works for Qantas. So, mate, we've been chatting for a while, but out of it all, what has been your COVID experience? What if you had to sum it up, looking,
Well, I guess by the very nature of what we do, we kind of went into damage control initially.
Yeah.
We spoke earlier that we knew this was going to be big.
Yeah.
And I guess my wife's a registered nurse, or was at one stage, and she was fairly amazing. And so, she said, okay, assuming that we don't have jobs tomorrow, how are we going to feed our families? Well, for job seeker or whatever.
Yeah.
So we just kind of used every available resource, the Woolies thing.
Yeah.
She's a checkout chick there. I'm packing shelves.
Isn't that, to me, that's just such an encapsulation and how breathtaking this thing has affected the airline community. You're a 737 driver with 20 plus years of experience and you're stacking shelves at Woolworths. Much to the enjoyment of the other guys you told me. Tell me about that.
Oh, well, I mean, in honest, Trev, I've only done one shift,
yeah.
And it's actually quite a bit of a technical job because you just got to, work out where shit goes.
Like the
And-
strawberry tofu, I think.
Cherry. I think it was cherry.
Cherry
And
tofu.
how many product lines are in the supermarket?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like, it was a voyage of discovery. It's like, wow, my culinary experience is going to, extrapolate here. I didn't, what does cherry tofu taste like?
Yeah.
Or maybe that's a bad example because no one actually, it was pretty full, that particular line.
No one's into the
No
cherry
one does
tofu.
cherry tofu.
Right.
But
And the guys were fascinated that you were.
well, we went down for the job interview, and obviously they know what we do and whatever, and they found out that I was a pilot and whatever, and they were just interested by that. So I'm just trying to stack shelves, and they just asked me questions about turbulence and do I get scared in turbulence, and I'm going, well, we do our best to avoid it, obviously severe turbulence and whatever, and I'm going, okay, the cherry tofu, do I need to rotate the stock? I'm in the deli section, so I'll pull that out. Now, will it fit? Yeah, it'll fit. Oh, hang on, which was the new one? Which was the old one? Looking at expiry dates and trying to answer questions about aeroplanes and stuff. But, it was, you're an Air Force jock, but I was in GA, I paid for all my flying. I was in GA for 6 years before I got into Cathay initially, so I've done it all. Yeah. I'm not too grand to go and stack some shelves. No. I think it's a good example for even the kids.
I reckon it's a great example, mate.
You just do what's required.
Dad, I gotta go down to Claremont Lake quickly.
I hope that's a G-rated reason. Is there any reason there, Hughes?
Yes.
He's out of here. Do you need to go with him?
He's actually left the Xbox room. I'm shocked. My 11-year-old is out of the Xbox room. But yeah, obviously there's a huge amount of shock. Yeah. Everyone's in shock.
I think that's one of the things pilots find most hard to talk about is the echoes of shock that happen on the back of this. That's why they've created this channel, is that I think somebody needs to be just a vocal point to say, hey, I'm finding this stressful as well.
How could you not?
Yeah.
We're creatures of habit.
Very much.
And, we're, in our job, as we mentioned earlier, we don't have transferable skills, really.
No.
Obviously, because I'm stacking shelves.
I am surprised that the international model agencies haven't been hunting me on the back of this, but yeah.
Well, I got those calls initially. But obviously I just decided, you know what?
It's shallow. It's too shallow.
I'm just over that period in my life.
Me too, mate.
So I've decided to go hairy.
Yeah.
Hairy's good.
You've
shaved yourself.
Well, I'm going to do this bloody...
But you do have a bit of ranger in you though, don't you?
Yeah, take a while.
Hairy ranger.
Yeah.
Not so good.
It was a curse when I was 17 and at the Blue Light Disco, I can tell you.
So just had a lovely... hour or so chatting over a couple of coffees with Matty Long. What a champion. I very much gauge how I'm going by looking at who my mates are, and if you've got mates of the calibre of people like Matt Long, you're doing pretty well.
Okay, favourite saying? What's your favourite saying? Have you got one?
Well, Ray Simpson, one of the FOs that I work with, who's just an absolute legend, he talks about his Air Force days and people coming into him with problems that they actually could solve, but just blurting it out and then ending up solving their own problems. And he just nod and wink and go, all right, well, thanks for listening to me. And, Ray wouldn't say anything. He'd go, yeah, great chat. So great chat's one I use all the time. Like my 17-year-old comes out and goes, Dad, where's the bread? And you look in the cupboard where the bread is, and I found it, and I'll turn to it and go, yeah, great chat, Angus. Great chat.
Great chat, I'll use that.
Matt asked me one thing that coalesced a couple of things. He said, what drives you? What motivates you with all this stuff to make these videos? And I know exactly why I'm doing it. On day 2 or 3 of the stand down, I received a phone call from one of our second officers. He's a 787 second officer, and he rang me up just for a chat. Halfway through the chat, he says to me, Marty, I'm was standing in Woolworths with my newborn baby in my arms, looking at all the empty shelves, and he started howling uncontrollably, as in crying in the supermarket. And that really coalesced where we were and what was happening to us for me. That did it for me. We talked that out, talked for another 10, 20 minutes, and then I said, well, what are we going to do about it? What can I do? And he said he didn't know, but he'd have a think about it. I hung up from that phone call. I went into my office and pressed record, and I recorded the first one of these silly videos. I got my boss to watch it just to make sure I wasn't being a fool, and he said he was my first subscriber. And it's grown into this. I flop between being massively enthusiastic about these videos and then full of fear and trepidation, and frankly, sometimes I hate doing them. But out of it all, I feel compelled to do them. And the reason I feel compelled is if there's that one first officer or second officer that's out there feeling that way, if there's one, there's 100. I forgot to tell you, the second officer that called me, that was in Woolworths, a couple of weeks later, he went out, got a forklift job, working at a plastics factory. He's been doing that for the last 5 weeks. Champion. He's going really well. Oh man, just finished that ride. Feels so good. The other thing is, I've received so many messages on the back of these videos. Emails, messages, comments on the YouTube site itself, phone calls from people, wives included, saying that these videos somehow helped. And some of them dealt with some pretty heavy stuff. So I'm so proud that I could have done that, and I want to keep doing that. There's this old man, he's having a birthday, and his nephew, unbeknownst to him, organises for a lady of the night to come and visit him. And she turns up to the door dressed appropriately, beautiful slinky number, and knock, knock, knock. And the door opens and she goes, "Hi, I'm here to give you super sex." And the old man thinks for a bit and goes, "I'll have the soup, thank you."